Good idea.
They just go with the flow. It's the Hershey and Keegs Show.
Welcome to Hershey and the Keegs Show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher, Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening.
You're on, Mikey.
Well, hello there. It is Tuesday night. We are hanging and banging. It is the Hershey and the Keegs Show. It's that show that puts the lead in your pencil and the milk in your jugs. Let's do this thing. We were not here last week. We are happy to be back. I am Mike Keegan. With me is Mark Hirschman, Tony Walker. We're about to have some fun, I think.
We're going to have some fun. We got here. It's raining out. People are home, cuddled up with their Palmapoos.
Not us.
No, but we're here because we give a service out to people, which is the service of laughter. Yep. We give laughter to people, and that's what we're going to do tonight.
Yep. Neither rain nor rain, anything else. We probably wouldn't be here. But rain.
Anything that a mailman doesn't go out for, we're the same boat, basically. We were... Right before the show started, we were shredding a couple of comedians that we have mutual disdain for.
So many awful.
You know what? Maybe a point we're just going to let shit fly. You know what I mean?
But, I think next episode we're going to name names.
We're just going to just drop names. Say instead of having the cameras turned off when we're doing that mincing that we do, we're going to just turn them on.
Yeah, eat early. Shit, Chris Monty. He was one of them, right? Was he one of them? Or no,
he's a good boy. Chris Monty. He's a good boy. But we weren't here last week. The show 2 weeks ago has gotten a lot of accolades and a lot of what else are the words?
Criticism. A little bit of criticism, but accolades and excitement.
Excitement.
There was enthusiasm.
We had Frank the Tank Fleming from Barstool Sports was our guest. For those of you missed it, but it's all over TikTok and Instagram. It's got several 100 million views, the different little
300 million today.
Yeah. But I have to say, and it's probably just a coincidence, or maybe it is, we can kind of point to us to get the credit for it, but Frank has been in the limelight more than even usual the last 2 weeks.
He blew up since he's been on the show.
Yeah, and again, that's not a joke. Like, he has blown up. Obviously, I'm sure it's just a coincidence, but he has been all over the internet. Yep. Frank is an interesting guy, and even though he was, one step from a diabetic coma on the air with us.
What we found out was that he didn't get his Manjaro.
It's true. He was not well.
Before that episode, he had posted on Twitter that he didn't get his shipment of Manjaro.
Yeah.
And he was kind of... his diabetes was kind of spiking.
He needed a twicker. What does he call it?
A twicker. He needed a twicker. You're not allowed to call them that
Can
anymore.
you imagine if it was what a bar would be of Twix and Snickers together?
Yeah.
A twicker?
A twicker.
Yeah.
I think you're onto something there.
I love that.
It's got nougat and graham and caramel.
You would be a Twicker lover for sure. You would be.
I'd buy so many. I'd be Twicker rich.
You would be. You definitely would be. He was, listen, the truth is we enjoyed the hell out of it. It was not the easiest of interviews.
It was a thrill for us.
Yeah,
and there was really some funny moments in it.
Yeah.
People that don't really follow Barstool Sports aren't really sports people kind of miss the mark with them.
Yeah.
But if you get it and you know Frank, like that was kind of a home run.
But the real Frank that people know in the media and people were hoping that we would get him to that point, but he was never going to get to the point of his almost seizuristic attacks
he has these embolisms and he'll go nuts and he'll chew on his glasses and get really worked up.
But fucking Mets and he snaps and
I've seen him on podcasts where they try to egg him on.
Yeah, we weren't doing that.
No, we're having a professional
operation here.
Yeah, this isn't a circus.
No, it's not a circus, but he does. I guess. I think he used to break his glasses a lot.
Yeah,
I think that's what Pig Vomit had told me. And again, thanks to Pig Vomit for securing that guest for us.
Rich Kleiman, thank you, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. But now he carries around. He wears I don't know if it's almost a necklace, and it looks like it's a leather piece,
pouch,
some sort of something that he. And he chews on it.
What are you're a horse guy? What do they chew? Don't they chew on something?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen a horse chew on something like that before.
I thought you put something in their mouth that they chew on.
Oh, there's like a tongue tie. You can do things like that, but he does that, I guess, to not break things, his glasses.
Like when you get a baby, a binky.
It's almost like a binky. It's almost like a passy, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then at the Devil game the other day, he was caught on video having a tirade where he was insisting that the Devils coach Lindsey Ruff get fired. And then someone from the crowd below was like, "Shut the fuck up, you fat fuck!" Like they were yelling at him. And he was like, "You shut the fuck up!" And then there was a whole mutiny going on.
Exactly.
And then apparently the whole section went wild against Frank.
Yep.
And apparently, I don't know if you saw the depressed video the next day where he's like, "The whole fucking stadium hates me." Like he was like, worried about that.
He gets down on himself.
Yeah.
But he actually chewed through 3 of those leather things at the game.
It's amazing. It's totally amazing. I'm a fan of Frank's. I wish him well. I think he's a good person. Does he go a little bit overboard with the other day when Senga went down for the Mets? He's insisting that the Mets will lose 125 games.
Now it's up to 125.
Yeah, it's not reasonable. I mean, but he is a passionate fan who just goes over the edge a little bit.
He's got a passion. That's his
his shtick.
Yeah.
That's his shtick, but it was cool, and again, thanks to Pig Vomit for locking that guest up, and I know PV is working on some other big ones for us, and I never asked PV. Maybe he can text in. Any luck with Russ Salzberg? I've seen Russ Salzberg, the sweater, on social media recently, and I thought that would be a pretty cool guest.
That would be fun, yeah.
If for no other reason than I don't know how you feel about it, but I would like to hear some trials and tribulations of how he and Steve Summers despise each other.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that Salzberg is kind of a schmuck because
Steve Summers
is the greatest guy alive. Yeah.
Whoa. We said the same exact thing.
Oh my God.
Oh, how cute.
Oh my God. We're so adorable.
He is the greatest.
Yeah,
guy
but
alive.
I would like to see that. But so
Mike's mom is disagreeing. What was the medication?
Manjaro.
Yeah, she's saying that medication does not have that kind of an effect.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe Frank's full of. My mom's calling Frank out on his.
I don't know. It was definitely something. It was,
he said his numbers were spiking.
Then again, he also had been traveling. He was in Vegas for the Super Bowl weekend, I should say. Yeah. So that could have been part of it. But either way, we got him. We did the best we could with him. I think we had some good moments.
He only fell asleep 3 times, I think.
There was that one moment, 35 minutes in, man, where I was like, Frank. Yeah. Yeah, and then Tony. Yeah, that was like a Mike Francesa Sweeney Roadie moment.
Beautiful,
Frank. Yeah, you know what? And what's interesting is that we have not exploited that moment. And well, you know what? Like, I don't want to make a jerk out of the guy, although
exactly.
I mean he does a pretty good job of.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any holds barred with that guy. So,
yeah.
Like, maybe we should. I don't know. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about it this week, though.
Yeah,
that's a great clip.
We'll talk about it.
Send it right to Portnoy. See what he has to say.
We'll send it. That's exactly right. But what the hell's been happening with you, buddy boy? You've been busy as hell. You've had comedy shows up the gazoo.
Busy as a clam.
You've been just working like a fiend.
Yeah, it's been luckily busy. Every week, I have every weekend booked through April right now.
It's just unbelievable.
I don't know how it happened. It never does, but
yeah,
that's why we weren't here last week. I was doing. Brandon Lacaruba has a great show in Huntington at the Industry Lounge.
That's right.
It's a lot of fun. It's a cool little room he does on Tuesday nights once a month. So I did that show.
For those of you who don't realize, Brandon Lacaruba was the one who hosted the show that Mike and I produced a few weeks back. And when it was time to bring me on stage, he said, "And from the Herschy and the Keegs show, it's Herschy."
Herschy.
Couldn't remember my name.
I could not remember your name.
So
even though you're the one that's putting the money in his pocket.
That's right. But so he had a show, and just to show, Mike wanted to show where his priorities were. No loyalty to me whatsoever.
No.
That you were going to go ahead and make $65 on a Tuesday night
off the guy who ruined your name.
Yeah, that's right.
And pretty much destroyed your whole set that night.
But it looked like it actually helped my side. But
it did.
How was that show?
Great show. It was a great show.
They
get a nice crowd in there. Mm-hmm. He puts in a lot of work. He advertises it. He stands on the street with a sign and barks people into the show.
Oh, he does barking.
He does that. Yeah, and he doesn't ask anyone else to do it. He does it. He makes a sign outside.
Does he paper also, or he just?
He papers, and they have like if you come there, I think you buy the tickets on Eventbrite or something.
That's
and then
phenomenal.
If you come there, you get like a discount on future shows. So
all right.
He's kind of building a little audience audience there, and it's a really fun show. It's a very cool room. It's like an art gallery that they transform.
You know what?
into,
Maybe I'll do the show. Maybe I'll do a
you
review one
should,
night.
man. You would love it. Yeah, we'll do of us do it together. You would love it. It's a fun show.
Do you think? Do you think my wheelhouse or that audience would hit?
They would love you. It's not like a young. You walk in there, you think it would be like a young hipster kind of audience. It's a lot of middle-aged people. Or
Okay.
All
right.
It's right across the street from Little Vincent's, so you get a nice little a
Oh,
slice. From,
oh, wow.
You get a
It's right
slice.
there
It's
in
right
Huntington by
across
the
the street.
Paramount?
Yeah, it's right next to the Paramount. And then afterwards, you go to Little Vincent's. You get a slice
Cold
with some
Mott's?
cold matzah on top
Yeah,
of it.
man.
Oh, you can't beat it.
That's awesome. Kleiman said still working on Russ. Might have update later this week.
All right.
We appreciate it, buddy boy.
Thank you.
you very much. We appreciate it. So you've been working like a junkyard dog.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Everything else good?
Things are good. Everything's good.
Carla, Juliana, everything
They're good.
fine?
They're a little under the weather tonight.
Oh, boy.
They've been yeah.
Here he goes, this fucking guy.
They've been vomiting all day. The two.
Oh,
of them.
good.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, do you ever think before you come and you breathe all over me to maybe mention that you have?
Well, I can't cancel 2 weeks in a row.
No,
and I knew if I said something
no.
beforehand.
No. I'm not saying to cancel, but I don't understand why it's during the show that you're telling me that. Like maybe I can go sit over there and you can sit
Because
over
I know
here.
you're gonna make a big thing out of it.
Right.
And
Well, I don't
feel
want
like
typhus.
I don't feel like dealing with you throughout the day. I got enough shit
My
going on.
God in heaven, it just.
So I'm like, I was
ridiculous.
certainly going to tell you, but I got to wait till the show because now you feeling.
And I
right
want to
now?
tell you, this is the second time today you annoyed me because this morning, I guess it was around 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. I was putting some notes together for the show, and a lot of it was just like stuff that we're like making fun of things, whatever. And I was like, we need to have some content on tonight's show, like a feel good story.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let this fucking guy. I'm hustling, making notes today before,
Yeah.
and so I text you, and I'm like, do me a favor, go online and just see if there's any stories, whether it be on social media, whether it be on a news channel, whatever it is.
Yeah, I scoured the internet. I think
Yeah.
I got a good one. Right?
Yeah, I guess you did, Mike. So Mike goes ahead and he sends this to me. Hold on a second. I'm going to read this verbatim.
You know what it was? It's one of those captions that catches your eye, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect.
So Mike sends me, and this is not like a crackpot website. It's NBC New York. So the story says, and this is a screenshot I'm reading. Woman, 39 years old, had such severe heartburn, she thought it was a heart attack, but it wasn't. Period. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a good story.
Right.
And then the next line is, it was cancer. I'm like, what? You're a piece of shit.
No.
No, yes, you're a piece of
you don't
shit.
get it. It's happy because if it was a heart attack, she would have died instantly. It's cancer, so it's going to get drawn out a little bit so that her family has a chance to say goodbye to her.
When I'm reading it this morning, I'm like, oh, they thought it was a heart attack. It wasn't. It turns out that it was just a skin reaction or something like that.
Yeah, no,
and it says
She's going to lose weight. She's going to get
She's
time
gonna
off
lose weight,
work.
yeah.
No.
Mark,
Good thing.
you're a real pessimist.
Yeah. So
I'm a glasses half
So
full
right
kind
in
of guy.
so the line said it was cancer. I wrote back. I'm like, go fuck yourself. First of all, okay.
I thought it was. She had really bad chest pains. She thought
No.
it was a heart attack, but
So-
it wasn't.
So and I had other assignments that I wanted him to do after that, and I was like, I'm done talking to him today.
But it wasn't a heart attack. She's alive
I know,
today.
but that's not the project that I was asking you to work on, though. Like I was asking you for a feel good story. Okay,
I felt pretty good when I read it.
It's just ridiculous. It was supposed to
I
be
just had a
good
cup
story.
of coffee, had an egg sandwich. I felt pretty good when I read
All
it.
right, so we'll try this again now. So this is going to be the theme of today's show is what a piece of shit. Where's that drop that we used to have? Mike Keegan is a piece of shit. So this must have been maybe like 4 or 5 nights ago. I was watching the Knicks game, scrolling on my phone, and Mike's Aunt Patty, one of his mom's sisters, post a picture of, it looks like a picture of a woman from about 30 some odd years ago. Okay,
Probably pretty accurate. Yeah.
and basically the picture, it didn't say the person's name or anything, but it did say that she had passed 3 years ago to the day, essentially. So I'm looking at the picture, and again, I think as a matter of fact, on her shirt it said 1990 on it, like she had a 1990.
Okay.
So maybe it was a concert, or she just liked advertising the year.
Her favorite year.
She was a big year person.
Yeah.
So I stared at the picture for a while, and I could not shake it at all. And I kept on looking at it. And finally, about an hour later, I summoned up the courage.
You did nothing for an hour except look at a picture?
Yeah, I was just staring at it for like an hour. And then I send the text, a Facebook message to Mike, to Aunt Patty, and to Mikey's mom. And I'm like, listen, I know this is going to sound weird, but Aunt Patty posted a picture of this woman, and I can't place her, but in my heart, I feel like I know her from when I was a little boy, when I was young, and the feelings are good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was
It's a great person.
someone good in my life. But that was it, and it's definitely someone I had not seen in a minimum of 30 years.
Probably.
So
Probably since the early 90s, I would assume.
since the day I took a picture of her with that shirt on. I took a picture of her with that shirt on, and that was the last time.
Did you take that picture?
That was my shirt. I'm like, I'm going to give you my 1990 shirt, and I'm going to take a picture of you, okay? So I'm talking back and forth with Aunt Patty. I don't think anyone else is texting, and I'm like, where did she work? You know, asking questions as to how I would have known her.
Doing a little detective work.
Yeah, doing a little sleuthing.
Yeah.
And at some point, Aunt Patty's like, well, she used to live in Lindenhurst, but she spent most of her life in Valley Stream. And I was like, boom.
Hirsch from Valley Stream.
Hello, exactly. And then I thought maybe she was on my paper route when I was a kid, and I mentioned Gibson Boulevard. And then she said, no, she lived on Alsop Street. Alsop Street was the street, basically my street and Alsop shared a fence. So Alsop was right behind me.
Okay.
So now, once we figured it out, I knew that she lived around the corner from me, and I knew her from my paper route, from the town, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was emotional because, again, I do remember her living with her mother, and that was, you guys agreed that was what happened.
Yep, she lived with her mother until her mother passed away.
And then, so Mike doesn't say a thing in the whole thread, but you can see on Facebook that he's reading everything. You know what I mean? So he's not, which he's the king of. He'll read my messages and then not realize that I fucking see them, but he doesn't respond like a little fuck that he is. So, and this lady's
I'm always watching, Mark.
This lady's name was Bernadette, or Aunt Bernie, as they called
Aunt
her.
Bernie. I knew her since I was a very little boy.
At a left field, Mike just writes it in an emotional moment. Aunt Bernie never liked you. And,
I waited till everybody's got.
Yeah.
You can tell they're all kind of getting choked up, and
no, there was definitely like I definitely got choked up. Your mom, your aunt probably did a little bit.
They're all sharing great memories of her and your experiences with her, and how this is such a small world. And I went in and I said,
he swapped in.
Aunt Bernie told me she never cared much for you.
Which is funny because I probably, like, if Mikey was ever around, I mean, he's still 10 years younger than me, but it's still possible that, like, when I was, like, 13 and he was 3, I was kicking his ass when he was running around my neighborhood. But so it turns out that I did know her. She was a wonderful person. I was very sad to hear that she had passed. Yeah. Probably at 60-something, I'm guessing.
Probably late 50s, early 60s, because you know what? We had her 60th birthday party. Okay. At a steakhouse in the city, Uncle Jack's Steakhouse.
Oh wow! Okay.
And we did it was me, Les Deegan, and Richie Byrne did some stand up there.
I didn't realize that.
We took a limo in there. It was really nice.
I never even got that part of the story. Yeah.
And that was her 60th birthday, and she passed away not too long after that.
Yeah, I was really sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear it because she was sweet as I remember.
Yeah, she was great.
And once I did a little bit further deep diving of some pictures, there was a picture in there of a friend of mine from Valley Stream's mom. So there's definitely
crazy. It's just like we're probably related.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's no question about it. We were related.
But what a small world. It's like, my guy.
So rest in peace, Aunt Bernie, and certainly, the fact that I have that connection to Mike's mom and his aunts is kind of neat because that's a long
even closer than we are.
Yeah, move over a little bit with your goddamn stomach virus, though. Please.
I feel fine, but it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit.
Well, so I know it's gonna hit. There's no question about it. So it's just a matter of, is it gonna? Do you have it to pass it along right now? Probably not.
No, because I feel fine, but so this morning Juliana was throwing up. She had to miss school, and then Carla was supposed to host an event at Fruitport High School tonight, and she called me up. She said I just walked in the house and I started throwing up. So she was sick also. So now they're both sick. And,
what was it? It was tonight like a Latin event at Freeport High School?
No, racist. It was Founders Day at Freeport High School, which is probably a black thing.
Founders Day?
Yeah, probably the founder was probably black. No, maybe the
No, Founders Day is a thing, though. It's a real thing. Maybe Tony can look that up.
It was a Founders Day thing at Freeport High School. I think probably the founder. I don't know if the founders are black.
She found vomit in a toilet.
She found something.
That's what she found. Well, feel better, Carla, and Muskrat. Is that her name?
The little muskrat.
Yeah.
The little rodent.
Good. God
no,
bless
mouse.
her.
The mouse.
The mouse. Well, God bless her, and hopefully they feel better.
Yeah. Tomorrow's her birthday. Tomorrow's Juliana's birthday.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So we were supposed to go out to dinner tonight for her last day of being 8.
Okay.
Which is a thing that they do. We were going to go to the revolving sushi place. Did I ever tell you about that place?
No. Where's
it's
that?
a sushi place in Carl Place. And
Okay.
the sushi comes around on a conveyor belt.
Oh.
And you grab whatever sushis you want.
And it just keeps on going?
Keeps on going.
It goes through the whole restaurant?
Yeah.
Or just...
Yeah.
And so the tables are...
You're sitting at the tables, and the conveyor belt goes by every one of the tables. And when you see something you want, you just pick it off and grab it, which would probably make you very nervous.
Yeah, that would make me really
It sounds
nervous.
like your nightmare. Like somebody probably sneezed on this one. This one's been circulating in the restaurant since this morning.
That sounds not hygienic whatsoever.
I think you would have very bad anxiety in that place.
And I don't like sushi either, so sneezed on sushi isn't going to be any more appetizing to me. Tony, what is Founders Day?
Thank you very much, Tony.
We don't need it that badly.
Well, I'm just conflicted. I'm very conflicted.
All right.
There's an article here explaining what Founders Day is.
With
an article about a Founders Day that was celebrated in Freeport.
Yeah.
On February 11th of this year.
Ooh,
Right.
Black History Month.
Black History Month, yeah.
So I think maybe Carla had other plans, and she just told you it was Founders Day.
Sounds right, exactly.
Yeah, Carla's out.
I'm gonna text her right now. She's out with
July 11th. It's Founders Day, Mikey. That's not good, Mikey.
Yeah, she doesn't think I have my research team looking into this.
The crack research team.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell an actual...
Today's not February 11th.
This is an actual feel-good story that you cannot ruin. I mean, you might ruin.
Oh, yeah?
You might ruin.
Try me. Challenge accepted.
The Barbie doll's been having some TV issues, so I went over there yesterday to try to fix the volume on her television, and long story short, as I'm walking into her house, my mother's aide, Savi, who's like a family friend, helper, whatever, she's walking in with this other... a very elderly woman who apparently I didn't know who she was, but she takes care of occasionally in the same complex as my mom. So I walk in, I put the TV down, and there's this little old lady. She cannot be a day younger than 115, okay? And she's this cute little thing, but she's walking around. She's very short white hair and very penciled in brown eyebrows, you know?
Yeah.
And
hot.
Yeah, she's lovely. And I say to Savi, I said, "Who's this?" And she said, "This is Annie. Annie is my other client who lives over here." And I just deadpan right to Annie. I said, "Annie, don't you have to be at least 55 to live in this complex?"
What a charmer you are.
So we started making out, me and Annie.
There you go.
No, but Annie was like, "Oh, you must not see me over here." Like, so it was a really sweet moment, and it just showed once again that I'm a better person than you.
Isn't she the same lady that was in your mom's rehab that you saw in the?
Oh my God, do you remember her?
I remember that lady. Doris?
Oh my God, you remember her? I forgot about her.
Yeah.
I used to have those conversations with her all the time, and she wanted me to break her out of the place.
Yeah, and you finally did. Now you got
she had a very strange name. She had a strange name. Her name was like a man's name. Remember that?
Earl.
It wasn't Earl. No, but it was something
Your
like...
nose just hit the microphone again.
It did?
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? I was watching some of our Instagram reels, and some of them are in the thousands. That's not a joke.
Yeah.
That's not an
Some
exaggeration.
Of them are in the 10,000s.
But some of them, there's even some that are more than that. But one of them that was not like with a guest or anything, or sometimes we'll like highlight the Yankees or things that will get more views. The nose one was just on its own.
That was a great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reshare that too.
Yeah, definitely reshare that. But it happens when you have a honker like this.
Pronounced
exactly.
facial features.
Exactly.
But so Annie just like she just hangs out at your mom. Like,
no, apparently I guess Savi had driven Annie to Wendy's to get a little vanilla shake, and they brought Barbie doll a little kitty size shake also.
Come on, this is great.
Yeah. So they dropped it off, and she doesn't like. Yeah, it'll be fun. Like you watch them together.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
So you're making like $75 an hour here.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Just to bullshit with Annie and Barbie doll.
Yeah.
No, she was just dropping off the shake from my mother. But
Barbie doll's good.
other than the fact that the TV volume, I can't seem to figure out what the hell's going on.
What is she just sitting there currently with the blasting volume?
Well, so what? No,
is
the
it too high or too low?
The volume went off. Like it's very faint, and she seems to think it's because for years of just having the TV on 100 volume, that it doesn't work anymore. And I don't think that's the case because I can still hear the volume faintly, but I swapped out another TV that I had in my house, which is still not super loud, but that's just because of the kind of TV it is. But now I'm still in the midst of figuring out what's going on with the
You left
TV.
without resolving this for
Well, no,
your
my mother has the other TV now
All
with
right.
the volume, but it's still not loud. So I'll have to buy her a new TV probably. Or just take this big one from the wall over here.
Yeah, it's a nice one. They don't even use this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to figure something
They
out.
don't work. That's why they're not. There's nothing going on.
Don't ask Mark to fix it.
Don't ask me to fix it at all. I had an interesting experience. So I don't know if I've ever told you this, but my Samantha and Anna, my two older children, are both into thrifting. Thrifting is when you go to these Goodwill stores and like they sell like you can buy like vintage clothing and
It's a
shit like
wholesome
that.
activity there.
Yeah. Well, the other day, Max was like, I want to go thrifting because he likes it too. He buys like old sneakers and he cleans them up and hoodies and shit like that. I mean, you buy shit and you wash it because you don't know what the fuck's going on. But apparently there's only 2 Goodwill bin locations in New York State, and one of them is in Queens. And what a Goodwill bin location is, you go and you literally sift through bins that have not been organized, they're not on hangers, and you buy shit by the pound. So let's just say you buy like 5 pounds worth of clothing at this particular location.
Shopping for chicken? Like
It's fucking disgusting, by the way. It's horrific.
Oh my
So
God.
you
Wash those children.
It's $2.49. You get 10 pounds of clothing. You can spend $25. Long story short, Max found a pair of sneakers. He found a T-shirt, and I found an Under Armour sweatshirt that was perfect condition. We put it into the fucking scale, and we paid $10 for this shit.
Really?
But I also feel like I had scurvy and HIV
Absolutely.
and everything else when I left there.
I'm surprised somebody as neurotic as you would
It
do
was
that.
frightening.
Yeah.
And like literally it was such a fucking wacky place that people sit there throughout the day with chairs waiting for new clothes to come in and get dumped into the bins, and then they go and re-sift through them.
Mark, you need a couple bucks?
Yeah, I borrowed something.
But
But
a little disposable
it's
income. I'm
not-
happy to help you guys.
It's not about. It's about the chase.
Yeah.
One guy found a pair of roller skates, put them on, just started skating around the fucking place. It was hilarious. He had his headphones
We gotta
on.
go together to one of these.
Dude, you have no idea. I'm not exaggerating.
It sounds like fun. Like I'm not walking out of there.
It's despicable.
It's not disgusting.
It's a despicable place. But I shouldn't say that because I have a beautiful white Under Armour. I have 2 of those. A white Under Armour
Pure
hoodie
white
with 2 like black stripes across.
Nice.
It's very nice. So
you're getting
anyway,
it, disinfected, and then you're gonna wear it?
oh, I washed it 3 times. Stacy like shouted it out. Like get the fuck out. Like the little stain
Shouted
thing.
you out. I would shout
Yeah.
you out if you came home with that.
And but you're in the middle of Long Island City, Queens. You're on Van Dam Street, and so it's a little bit shifty. So we're getting back to the car, and again,
It's on Van Dam, like right before you hit the bridge over
that's
there?
right there. That's right there.
Really?
Yes, you can't even.
I was actually.
You have to be. You know where Spandex World is? You ever see this?
Next
door to that.
Okay, I know exactly because I
But you-
actually took my dad to there. My dad, I
Loves
I got
spandex.
I love spandex. I took him
Yeah.
to Spandex World. Not to
Let's see
Spandex
a big
World.
set of balls in the pants, Daddy.
We went to. I got my dad to go to the city. He hates going to the city. He hates
Yeah.
leaving Long Island. Hates leaving East Meadow. Hates leaving the house.
Hates everything.
But Richie Byrne was directing a short play in Greenwich Village. Right on. I went to it. Yeah, it was very good. It was right by the Comedy Cellar on McDougal Street in the Village. But I got 2 tickets. My mom was supposed to go. She ended up having to do an open house that day, so she couldn't go. So she told my dad, she's like, "Why don't you go with him?" And I'm like, "He's not going to enjoy this. He hates it." So I dragged him in there.
Yeah.
And we went there, went over that bridge, went by Spandex World. These plays were awesome. There were 5 short plays, 15 minutes each. Richie Byrne directed one of them.
Okay.
And my dad actually enjoyed it. Like, he enjoyed the plays. There was a really good one about, like, this kid who's bringing his fiance home to his parents, and they can't wait to meet his new fiance, and it's a dude. Mm-hmm. And then it's a whole gay thing, and they have to accept the gays. And then Richie Byrne's play actually won the... it was a contest with the 5 plays, and Richie Byrne's play actually won.
Wait, hang on one second. I got to talk to Tony about something.
All right, yeah.
You don't want me to?
Just what number can...
Yeah, but I can put the graphic.
This is live. This is live right now,
okay.
and you people.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Together.
Okay, gotcha. I'm sorry. But that was really professional. Hold on, Mike.
Hold
I'm
on.
not listening to your story. I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on a second.
We'll just cut that out in post.
No. That's live radio.
But it was a great experience.
And do you think that you will go to the bin place with your dad?
And now I know exactly where it is. It's on the way to McDougal Street over there. So I think I'm gonna take my dad to the thrift store. You know where we went afterwards? Rice to Riches. You ever go to Rice to Riches?
What is that? Is that a rice
It's
place?
a rice pudding place. So they have
40, I heard about that.
40 different flavors
Dude, and I
of
love rice pudding.
Oh man, if I knew it. Because my mom hates rice pudding, so we didn't bring any back.
Dude, I fucking love rice pudding.
Dude, it's in the East Village on Spring Street.
Wow.
I got banana coconut rice pudding.
Dude,
Oh my
I
God.
cannot believe that.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so freaking excited that you're going to go back there and get me rice pudding.
Let's me and you go to
Yeah.
Spandex World.
Yeah.
And then we'll go get some rice pudding.
Yeah, I'd be the only person to go to Spandex World, and there would be they'd be like, oh, what's so is he got a vagina? What is that? Is he hiding it to tuck? Where is it
exactly.
going?
You're
No,
a tucker.
it's just smooth.
Yeah.
Just smooth like that. So I do want to tell you, though, when we were leaving, again, I'm sure there are skeptics who think that I exaggerate or make these stories up, but I'm not, because where would I come up with this stuff? It would have to be like I'd have the mind of Larry David. Maybe I do. So Max and I are getting to the car, and
No, you know what? Hold on, Mark. I don't want to listen to your story right now.
Hold on. Is it raining out? Hold on. What's the closest pizza place? I didn't know. I didn't really know, because I just asked Tony to do something.
Yeah,
and he didn't do it the way I was asking.
We get it.
Now, when do you want me to do that?
What? Did you post it?
No, not yet.
No, go ahead.
Oh, put
and
it
do
on?
that.
Oh, all right.
What the fuck you waiting for?
I was waiting for you to. I didn't know when you wanted to do
God,
it.
this is the clumsiest.
No, we all get it. If it's not you telling a story, who gives a shit, right? Keep going, Mark.
Yes. Nice.
All right.
Very nice.
So Max, so now it's a new Max story. What's going on?
No, so we're getting back to the car, and an Asian man, maybe in his 60s or 70s, comes up, and he's clearly walking somewhere, but he's lost. He's totally lost. But he's speaking to me.
Is he Rost?
He's Rost. Yeah, he's Rost. So he's speaking to me, but he's speaking to me in Chinese.
Oh, boy.
So I'm like, I can't help you. And then, oh, hold on, we got a call.
Oh, boy.
Hold on, what do we got going on here?
Jesus Christ, is this a thing?
Who do we have on the air? This is Hershky and the Keegs Show. How can I help you?
Yes, this is Pig Vomit.
Hey, PV.
PV.
What's up, PV? What's going on, man? This is a pleasant surprise. We didn't see this coming.
Yeah, this had to have been the worst scripted call I've ever seen
Oh,
in my life.
I mean, if Tony just would have fucking done what I asked him to do, instead of saying, you want me to put the graphic on the screen? No, just give me the goddamn number. Okay, go ahead, PV. So you have a little surprise that you want to know that you just...
I have breaking news for the Hershey and the Keegs Show. Tony, do you have any type of sound effects for breaking news?
I was doing it on my own.
Tony's ordering a pizza. Hold on a second.
I would probably wait 3 hours for it. Anyway, we have secured Russ Salzberg
Yes!
to come on the show within either the second or third week in March to speak a little bit about March Madness.
Oh, perfect
Rick
timing.
Pitino
Wow.
and his time at WFAN Radio with Steve Summers.
Wow. Good
Excellent.
job, Peeves.
Beautiful.
Dude, that's
Thank you.
terrific, man. during the
Absolutely.
show. This is like not even.
Yep, and just as
What?
the only Tuesday I can't do in March is the 26th. So I
All right. Well, we don't have to
Tuesday-
book it this
All right,
minute.
well, I
We
just
can-
wanna
Well,
throw it out. I'm excited.
That was not a date. That
Perfect.
was not a date that was given to him. So
Excellent.
he said that he would be more than happy to come on and speak to you bozos, and
that'll be-
we're ready to make it
Oh,
happen.
Vom, tell me the dates again. He want to nickname him now. It's not even-
Vom.
Vom.
Oh, now I'm Vom.
Go ahead.
all right?
March
So,
what?
We talked about. Hold on, give me a second. March 12th or the 19th.
12th to 19th.
Okay.
Okay.
Either
we'll
one
definitely
works
get
for me,
that
yeah.
figured out. Okay. I will let you know tonight after the show or tomorrow. But good work, Peeves.
Thanks
That's
so
really
much.
good.
boy.
Thank you, Vami.
Good job, brother. Thank you.
You're welcome, boys. Enjoy the rest of your show.
Thank you for
bro.
everything. See you later.
Bye now.
Bye.
Take care.
Cubs Radio. Holy shit. You're listening.
All
was
right.
good.
Breaking news.
Hey, that was
That's
good.
good.
That's
Good
like
job. Yeah.
That was really good. So, good job
That's
on PV.
fun,
Russ
yeah.
Salzberg, that's a good get for us. We're gonna
Yeah,
have fun with him.
that's gonna be a fun
lot
one.
of fun. So the guy, he's walking. You ever have like on your phone? There's the driving directions, but you can also hit walking directions.
Yeah.
So I can see from a distance that he's looking at his phone. So I said, I don't understand you, but give me your phone. So he gives me his phone. And it's all in Chinese. So I'm like, bro, then he says, Northern Boulevard. And I just pointed in a direction that I knew Northern Boulevard was. He potentially could still be walking right now.
He's
but,
roaming the earth like.
But why, like, when you're walking around that part of Queens, there's a pretty decent size group of Asian people.
Everybody's Asian. Why
That's
would
how
he go
he
up
just
to you?
finds
Yeah, he thought-
a little redhead kid and
Exactly,
his
yeah,
dad walking
yeah.
around with a bag of shitty clothing. He's like, I'm going to get
Oh,
directions
they
from
look
these
like
guys.
two people that eat Chinese food on Christmas.
Oh, my God in heaven. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Queens is littered with Asians.
Literally littered with
Yeah.
Asians. And, so he didn't get the directions from me.
Alright, so he passed away.
He died.
Yeah.
He definitely died. I think one thing that is important that we hit on, because you see that I've had a lot of notoriety from it the last few days, was my my smashing of Texas Roadhouse.
This is one thing I can't disagree with you anymore.
Well, that's okay. I mean,
know.
again, I hope people understand that my damnation of Texas Roadhouse wasn't simply based on my feeling of all of the Texas Roadhouses. It was particularly the experience that I had at the East Meadow location the other day and a previous one that I've had.
I've had nothing but great experientions there, and I do want to hear. I know it was loud and
Yeah,
things,
so I'll tell you.
but I
exactly
do want to
what
hear the
happened.
whole story.
Max
'cause-
had a basketball tryout on Saturday evening for a high level AAU team.
Nice.
Around 7:15, he's coming out at 7:50. 7:15, I look at my phone to see like what the wait time is, and it says at 7:15 the wait time is an hour and 50 minutes for Texas Roadhouse in East Meadow. Okay, so I hit it, and it says arrive at 8:50. Now, as ridiculous as that sounded, we weren't going to get home from Hicksville to where we were to Levittown for him to shower and change until 8:15 anyway. So I said to Stacy, let's just go. That's what he wanted to do. It was his last night before vacation was over. Stacy had said we'll go to Texas Roadhouse.
Now, is
Fine.
this your first time at Texas Roadhouse?
I had been to this location once, maybe 10, 12 years ago. Stacy has taken the kids there a couple of times. It's just not my bag.
Yeah.
So we show up at 9:30, 8:30, excuse me, and we get seated around 8:50. And that wasn't terrible. I mean, that was about what they had said, so it was fine. But for me, the experience spiraled at that point because it was I couldn't believe up until 10:15 at night how fucking loud it was from literally newborns crying like colic cries, and like there was toddlers being walked around by their parents to have timeouts, and when they take the dishes off the table, they were just like slamming it into the bins. It was so goddamn loud, it was just driving me insane.
Mark, it's not Texas Ballroom. It's Texas Roadhouse. It's a fucking roadhouse.
I know.
What do you-
Oh man, but
Jesus.
it didn't need to. You were using that line for you thinking of it for days.
No, literally, I just thought of it like 30 seconds ago, and then I just couldn't wait to get it
Yeah,
out.
it was great. It was
But
good.
it's a roadhouse. You ever see the movie with Patrick Swayze?
I know. I would have rather seen Patrick Swayze in his current form than to see what I saw. Which is, and again, their business model is very smart because every person that you talk to, all you'll ever hear about is those goddamn buns.
Those buns are phenomenal.
The buns and the cinnamon butter.
3 places with iconic bread appetizers.
Yes.
You got to throw Olive Garden in there. You got to throw Red Lobster in there with the Cheddar Bay biscuits, and Texas Roadhouse's sweet buns are right up there with them with that honey butter sauce.
It's really a brilliant business model because you bait them in with the buns or the biscuits, whatever you call them,
buns.
and after that, to me, nothing stands out.
Kind of what
me.
I do. I bait them in with my buns. And then,
You do bait people with your buns.
and then
I don't want to like them, but that those buns on him though.
Those buns, I couldn't resist it,
can't
and then it was
resist
just a
those things.
nightmare afterwards.
I just want to lick cinnamon butter off those buns.
But I love Texas Roadhouse. I go there a lot with my dad, and we prefer it over like an Outback. I like the steaks there better.
Okay.
I think the steaks are better quality. And you know what? I will give you one thing.
Give
I've
it to me.
really
Give it to
only
me,
gone
bun
there
boy.
for lunch during the day. I've never been there at like prime time dinner time.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you
just
might
telling
have a
you,
point.
it
And
was
the only time I
chaotic.
went there late, it was like I was at the bar with my friends there, like to watch a basketball
Again.
game. And we were probably the ones that with some old Jewish guy fucking
Right.
complaining on Facebook the next day.
Yeah,
And I didn't mean.
Well, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if the Jew fits, then I'm dumb. If the Jew fits. Okay. We're going to end this show early tonight, everybody. We're going to end this show early. Yes. So, all right. Fair enough.
I kind of hit a nerve because I love that place and I have some great memories there.
But I could understand though if it was if I was there for a ball game or it just in the current situation that I was in with my wife and one of my children, and it was just so goddamn loud.
I can actually respect that because if I'm there and I want a quiet dinner with my people. I haven't been there like prime time late night.
Right.
But
That's
did you have
all.
the rattlesnake bites? Oh,
No, I'm not a big. Is that like a deep fried type of thing?
deep fried jalapenos.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of things that are like a bloomin' onion, like it's just caked in the. That's just
I
not my
enjoy
cup
the
of tea.
first like 4 bites, and then I'm just like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. After a while, how much of that can you can't ingest that much of it?
Yeah.
Right. I had a chicken critter salad, which was
it was made with actual critter.
yeah. No, I had a tail, a couple of beady eyes. No, the chicken critter salad was like a salad, like egg whites and cheese, and there was like some chicken pieces. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. I'm not saying
it was the atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm not saying I go in there and I'm nauseated by the food. I just, for me, like I prefer number one, not chainy restaurants if I could avoid it. I'm not a big fan of Chili's. I don't like Fridays. I can't stand in Levittown. Applebee's would be the place I would go to at all.
You know what restaurant you would hate? Cheney's.
Cheney's. I don't like Cheney's. Don Cheney, I don't like.
Dick Cheney.
That's right. Who's Don Cheney?
Don Cheney was the black guy from Black Panther. No, that's
Don
Cheadle.
Cheney.
That's Don Cheadle.
Thank you, Don Cheney.
the
Actually,
basketball player.
Basketball coach. He was the coach for Temple University, and my best friend Dave up in Massachusetts sent me one of my favorite videos the other day. 30 years ago, when Temple was playing against UMass. Calipari was a young coach for UMass, and he pissed on Cheney off, and Cheney came into his press conference and threatened to kill him. He threatened to kill him.
If he opened up a steakhouse, I would go there.
Yeah, I would go to Don Cheney's restaurant.
That sounds good.
I'll fucking kill you, Calipari, he said. I love the video. Look that up,
I'm
anybody,
gonna
by the way.
look that up when I go home.
Look that up. Amazing.
That's hilarious.
Let's get back to the negative a little bit. And, I had texted you, or I post this on
Hey,
Facebook.
I have a little breaking news.
Oh, let's do it.
Just got this message now.
Yeah.
Who's my favorite band?
AOR. ROA.
OAR.
Yeah.
I was messing around this afternoon, and I asked their keyboard player if he'd like to come on our podcast.
Uh-huh.
And he said, yes, when are you thinking? What's the format again? So he said
Wow.
yes. So we got a confirmation from the
Just
keyboard.
what I always wanted. The
keyboard
keyboardist
player.
from AOR.
OAR. I'm going to
Okay.
see them in August, and I'm hoping to go see them at Red Rocks in Colorado. over the summer as well.
The keyboardist from AOR will be the first celebrity that we have on that we actually help get more views than vice versa.
I looked, he had like 1.8 thousand followers. I'm like, yeah,
my God.
triple that.
So
Michael Paris.
Michael Paris, okay. So that'll be a quick one, right? A quick 5-minute?
Quick 5. He's
Yeah.
calling in right now. He's
Yeah.
the last 12 minutes of the show.
But you know what? That must feel pretty good, though.
It does. It's my favorite band, and I've seen them a million times.
Have you had dialogue with him in person before? Or
before the holidays, he said, "Yeah, let's circle back after the holidays."
Okay.
And then I never circled back with him. But
Wow.
I was just playing around today, and I messaged
That's
them
amazing. That's a good get.
because today they announced their every summer they have a music festival in Ocean City, Maryland.
Okay.
So today they announced the lineup for it. Lineup is sick.
Now, is it usually in the keyboardist's backyard or the drummer?
Dude, wait, you're gonna eat your shoe.
Yeah, I
You're gonna
love
eat
my shoe.
You're gonna eat crow right
Yeah.
now when you hear the lineup.
I would sooner do that.
Friday night's headliner, Blink 182,
Oh, shit.
and the undercard, Counting Crows.
Oh, that's
Blues
cool.
Traveler.
Oh, wow.
The
John Popper.
Yeah.
Spin Doctors.
The Saturday headliner, The Killers.
Oh,
The Sunday
I
headliner.
love the Killers.
Dude, it's
Wait,
a sick
hold on a
festival.
second. Where is this?
Ocean City,
Hey,
Maryland.
Mr. Brightside.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the Sunday is like the big culmination of the festival. Dave Matthews Band headlining.
DMB, that
DMB,
sometimes they
that's
call
what,
them.
that's what the kids call them now.
Yeah.
The kids, the
Yeah.
50-year-olds
Yeah,
call.
right.
Dave Matthews headlining, and like I said, and OAR is
Cleaning
joining
up?
them. They're gonna tell everyone. They're gonna usher the
Get
seats.
the bucket. All
The
right,
lineups
dude.
are sick though. And,
Dude, good for you.
yeah,
I
so
was
let's
gonna
do it.
actually. I saw that Preston Lacey was on someone's podcast,
Oh, was
and I'm
it?
like, that would have been nice if it was our podcast, but we don't need Preston Lacey.
Yeah, we
AOR
got, we got-
bassist.
we got the keyboard player.
All right,
who
buddy.
doesn't go with them on the West Coast.
Pig Vomit, you still got him on this one. Don't worry. And Steve Spragus is typing in great keyboard player.
Thank
so
you,
he must
Steve
know.
Sprague.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he definitely has.
You know
knows
what?
OAR.
Maybe we'll play a little something.
Yeah,
or,
play a little Michael Paris.
Yeah. Okay. Unplugged or.
Unplugged, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Good. That's really
Yeah.
good. No, that's not bad, dude. Very good.
We're gonna lose followers. It's
Which subject do you want to touch on? There's two things that. What do we got? About 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
Did you see
20
that I had posted my disdain for Mark Wahlberg?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
And here's the issue that I have, okay? And I didn't get a lot of pushback when I posted this.
What prompted that was that the Super Bowl ad with the Jesus stuff.
No, I'll tell you what it is. Oh, is that what it was?
Well,
there
he
an
was
ad?
he was promoting Catholicism. He's
Yeah.
been talking about how big of a Catholic he is and
Right. So here's my issue with that. My issue with him is that he's all over the internet, all over social media. There's always these apps that he's part of and things like that about prayer and faith. And I'm not knocking that. You want to sell prayer and faith, that's fine. But what he never talks about is the long line of horrificness that he did as a young person. Yeah. And I'm not saying that people don't do better and get
reform?
better. Yeah, but ultimately, few years ago, he tried to actually to have some of the stuff removed, like it never happened.
Yeah.
But he has felonies from, and I'm sure you know this. He had different attacks, racism, bigotry. Hold on a second. I know you don't start dancing and clapping.
Say.
Okay. But in June '86, he and three friends chased after black children, kill the end, throwing rocks at them. Then he had another
Is this
issue.
Mark Wahlberg or
Yeah.
Mike Keegan?
No, Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
Then he stopped.
Kill the N. What's an N?
He knocked a Vietnamese veterans. No, not Vietnamese veteran. A Vietnamese American. He knocked him unconscious.
I almost got upset if it was a Vietnam veteran.
He
It
knocked
was
him
just a
unconscious
Vietnamese.
with a large wooden stick, and he allegedly. Now I'll tell you whose motherfucking head I'm going to split open. The point is, if you look at his
call him
Wikipedia
Charlie?
page, he has a lot of horrific things that he's done, which again you can move forward
Listen,
from that.
I like to joke around about that stuff, but yeah. that's repetitiveness. That's like I haven't learned my lesson.
So the issue is this for me is that he became famous. Obviously, he could not continue that life anymore because he became famous.
If he never became famous, I guarantee you he would have.
And so that's one thing. But the fact that he went to one of the victims and said, he wanted them essentially to either retract or something he wanted removed from his records. And I find that to be fucking disgusting.
Yeah, here's $7 million and make me look good now.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of thing. So I have no use for him. Yeah. And thank you for, despite the little kibitzing and joking about it, you realize that it's a bad dude.
I have a little fun with it, but no, it's disgusting. And he's like, you know what he reminds me of? He's like the Jimmy Kimmel type who made all his money.
Oh, can't take it. Sorry.
Made all his money defaming women and
exploiting women,
and making them jump up and down on trampolines. But then he becomes rich, and now he's holier than thou.
Tell me again about the trampolines.
Yeah, exactly. Girls jumping on trampolines, and then he becomes super rich. And now it's like, people are objectifying women out there. I'm like, that's how you became rich. Give back all the money you made. If you really feel
you take a Jimmy Kimmel or a Howard Stern, and don't these men or women, but I mean in this case it's men, realize that there is videotape of everything.
Yeah, there's Howard Stern in blackface.
Howard Stern in blackface, or Howard Stern exploiting Gary the Retard is one of the characters, or Beetlejuice, or Hank the Angry Dwarf, and so many of these people that he basically poked fun of
now they both have their $500 million, and now they can go and go to Tahiti with Jennifer Aniston and her husband and
I don't understand it. How
criticize other people who are trying to make their money by having fun and letting loose a little bit.
So that's a good point. So let's just say that you want to change the way you live. That's fine. But now what Howard Stern does is he preaches vehemently against people like that. Yeah. Same thing with Jimmy Kimmel, where he wanted to have a lawsuit against Aaron Rodgers for making a joke about him about being on Epstein Island, when Jimmy Kimmel, I can guarantee when you go back to his show with Corolla, had said horrible things, much more horrible things about people.
But now they want to keep everyone else down here, that they're up here.
But where's the money? Where's the money, basically?
Yeah, exactly.
You want to give back the money now that you got?
Yeah, if that's so wrong, then
you climbed on people's shoulders and got that money. Well, why don't you give the money back right now?
Exactly. That's what's disgusting about these
disgusting
people.
About it.
That's what's disgusting about Mark Wahlberg.
That's exactly right. But I will we'll say...
Great burgers, though, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, my God. So delicious. I would love one of those.
Jews.
I would be buddies with him if I could get some of those.
I meant to say Jews. I said Jews.
Jews. Yeah, Jews. You got me before. I'm going to have to pull that clip up about the Jews. I will tell you a beautiful story that I've... you go down these rabbit holes sometimes. We brought it up once before, but the man who still lives in the United States, who is the last living person to live on an iron lung machine. Are you familiar with that story at all?
I am.
It is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay? So I went down this rabbit hole today, and I found out that his name, I don't know if you knew this or not, but his name is... It's terrible. His name is... It's Polio Paul.
Wasn't he a Howard Stern whackpacker?
No, but I don't mean to, because Polio Paul that's really what his name is. But he has survived living in an iron lung machine for 71 years. Okay? Hold on a second.
Didn't he get his doctorate in the iron lung machine and shit?
It's just remarkable what he has done. He has successfully graduated from high school, graduated from law school, practiced law for 30 years, and written books. Think about this. All while laying down in a machine.
Practice law. How do you say, counselor?
But I mean, think about the obstacles that he faced.
How does he object to anything?
It's just I can't even fathom the drive and the stick-to-itiveness.
I didn't want to come here tonight because it was raining.
That's my point. That's exactly right.
I live 5 minutes away.
And then Polio Paul right now is practicing for a murder trial tomorrow from a tin can in his house in Texas. And he lives in the States, actually.
Yeah.
But can you imagine 71 years living like that, and he has overcome this type of stuff?
No, it's
and then you have a
unbelievable.
piece of shit like Mark Wahlberg doing what he does.
Yeah.
I don't know what the analogy is there. I can't figure it out. But
Yeah, there is.
Whatever. Yeah.
Though if those in iron lungs shouldn't throw stones.
That's right.
Yeah.
At an iron lung machine.
Don't throw
'cause-
stones at. Yeah.
Right. That's exactly. You're 100% correct about that. A couple of other things that I want to close with before we go.
We started a little late, so you
Oh,
can
we're
go.
good? Okay. I forgot to tell you this other little Barbie doll story. So this was a couple of weeks ago, and sometimes Barbie doll will take a little nappy poo during the day, but before the nappy poo, she will she'll call me and say, "Can you stop and get me some Stella Dora breakfast treats?" Or she likes Lorna Doones, those cookies. So I'll go take my lunch break from work, go to the store, pick them up, and I'll just go into her house and leave them in the kitchen, and she's sleeping. So this was again like a week or two ago. I go in there, I put it on the counter, and on the counter was a fresh delivery. I guess Savi must have gone to get her lunch, and there's a container, and I lift it up, and it's like these hot breaded chicken strips, and they look fucking amazing. Amazing. And I'm starving, and I'm like, Barbie doll's, she's not she doesn't eat a lot, so she's not going to eat all this.
Yeah.
So I just fucking open up the thing, and I take a bite out of one of these things, and I was so excited, and it turns out it was fish, and I don't eat fish.
Oh yes,
I don't
Thank
eat fish.
you.
So I'm sitting there trying not to make a loud noise because Barbie doll is sleeping, and I have a mouthful of fried cod in my mouth, and it was just like
Thank you. See, Mark Wahlberg's prayers.
That's right. But it reminded me of like in Home Alone, where with the burglars got in trouble and bad things happened to them
Exactly,
for stealing. I wound up
That's
with
what you get for stealing your mother's food.
Exactly. I wound up with a mouth full of cod. So I thought that you would get it.
I love that.
Is that what it would have been? What would it have been if it's a fried fish?
Haddock.
Halibut?
Haddock. Usually it's
You okay?
it's either like
You need
it's
water?
it's always
You need a sip?
it's always some kind of a white fish. Usually it's either cod, haddock, or flounder.
That's what it
Is it
seemed
a
like.
thick? Was it a thick?
No, it was a
fillet?
thick. It was a thick.
I would say I would go haddock.
Dude, it looked beautiful.
Yeah.
It looked as pretty of a chicken finger or chicken strip or whatever you call it as I've ever had.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
No.
And I made it outside. I just got it out of my mouth.
Oh
yeah, I
God.
wasn't because I don't
You
do.
couldn't even. You're gonna
No,
steal
no,
her
I
food
don't.
and
I don't do that kind of fish. Like I'll eat a baked clam, but it's
Yeah.
got to be like not the raw. Like it's got to be chopped up.
Yeah.
Or I'll eat like shrimp with cocktail sauce. But I'm not eating like haddock, whatever you're saying. Haddock. Yeah, exactly. That's my Hebrew name actually. Haddock.
Good old
Hirschman.
haddock Hirschman.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yes.
do you know where it was from? Because it sounds delicious and I want it now.
You know what? I'll ask Savi. Savi has some good haunts that she picks up food from. But
what
it was,
nationality is Savi?
Savi is,
Trinidad.
In that region. Yeah. That's very good.
Gives me
Yeah.
a Trinidad feel.
Maybe Tobago. I don't know.
Ooh,
Isn't
those
that, aren't they the same
toboggans are
thing?
fun- yeah,
No,
exactly.
isn't Trinidad Tobago like
I
a
think
thing?
it is. Yeah, I don't think it's two
I don't
separate
know.
areas. Is it? I don't know.
Nepal maybe or
Nepal is more of like a not a Middle Eastern, like an Asian kind of.
no, I don't know.
They're like dark Asians, Nepal people.
I'm not sure, but
Nepal people. I don't know.
the Trinidad might be accurate.
From Niger.
Huh?
Niger.
It might be. She's not. No. She's. I think she's Nepalese. Nepalese. No, wait.
Like Neapolitan. She's from
My
Naples.
father used to want to look at her nipples all the time.
She's from Naples.
There's. I do have one thing before we go that I want to cover, by the way, because I got a kick out of this. Speaking of food, which is what we were doing before, I read something today that's very rare. But do you know something? There's something called maple syrup urine disease. Have you ever heard of that?
No, but it sounds delicious.
Yeah, I know. I just ordered a pint of it before I came over. Although rare, very rare, this disease can make a sufferer's urine smell like maple syrup. Okay? Caused by an inability to break down amino acids, it is caused by mutation in genes, and if left untreated, can cause seizures, coma, and death. This is not to be confused with the urine of people with diabetes, which can often smell sweet, although not quite as nice as Quebec's export. I
It
don't know.
sounds.
What
It
that
sounds.
means.
Maple syrup comes from Quebec. It's an export from
Oh,
Canada. But that's like, are you suffering from maple syrup urine disease? No, I'm enjoying every minute of it.
That's right.
Because every morning I
That's
take
right.
a piss and it smells like pancakes.
Yeah, that's what happens in IHOP. Sir, do you want some powdered sugar? No, I'm just gonna piss on my pancakes. I'm just gonna take a big piss.
Imagine being disappointed. Dad, are you making pancakes? No, I pissed myself.
Just piss the bed again. Go suck the sheets dry. That's terrible.
Oh my goodness!
Why would I pick all the
poor
things that I
people-
prepared this week? Why would I close with that?
You gotta close with maple syrup urine diseise.
I'll close with this.
MSUD.
Hold on. We're gonna
MSA.
must. You have must? Yes. You're a little musty. I'm gonna read to you guys before we go a phobia that I researched, because God knows I have enough phobias to go around. What is this phobia? I'm going to say what it is, and you're going to both of you guys are going to take a couple of guesses, okay? It's called arachibutyrophobia. arachibutyrophobia.
You're afraid of people from Iraq that carry pens.
Arachibutyrophobia. Any idea? Arachibutyrophobia.
I would.
Well, you think it's from...
I would first guess
Yeah.
that it would something to do with spiders.
Okay. That's good because of arachnophobia.
Because of arachnophobia.
Okay. All right, good.
Bic.
No, it's not that. Anthony?
I was thinking spiders too.
Spiders, okay. Think out of the box a little bit.
Iraq.
arachibutyrophobia.
Oranges. Oranges? Are you afraid of oranges?
Oranges.
Like Orantia?
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's not that, but that's not terrible.
Aris.
Tone?
The fear of smelling maple syrup after you pee.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. Arachibutyrophobia is a legitimate phobia for people who have a real fear of peanut butter being stuck to the roof of their mouths. Can you imagine that? What are you here for? So what are your ailments? Like, I'm afraid of that fucking peanut butter.
I love when peanut butter gets stuck to the roof of my mouth.
Right, but there are people who love roller coasters, and there are people that have a phobia
true,
of it.
yeah, exactly.
There are people who like to suck the peanut butter off the roof of your
People who
mouth.
like to speak Swahili?
Yeah. And that's right. That's exactly right. And then there's people who are afraid of it. So I felt like that was better to close the show with.
That is very interesting, though.
Yeah.
And I do not
Yeah.
have that disease because I'm going to go home and have peanut butter right now.
Right. You're going to have peanut butter with maple syrup.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
delicious.
Have some with a little powdered sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at that point. The show just flew this week. Of course it did, because we had a great time. What do you got coming up, Mikey? Why don't you tell us this weekend?
This weekend, if any of our listeners are in the Pennsylvania area, I'll be in Allentown, Pennsylvania all weekend.
Back in Allentown.
Going to whatever.
Yeah, right, of course.
Living here in Allentown. I'll be in Allentown, Pennsylvania with Richie Byrne and Joe Bubowitz. It's going to be fun weekend. And then March 8th is next Friday, I believe. But it's going to be Mike Keegan and friends in the old Giggle Room
All
over
right,
here.
terrific, good. And Anthony?
Actually, next Wednesday, we have Knock 'em Dead Comedy has two events. We're doing a murder mystery at that meatball place in Patchogue. But on the same night, we're hosting a rock and roll trivia night at the Central ISIP Library, hosted by Richie Byrne.
Wow.
He was talking to me about that the other night. He's
Dude,
very
that's going
excited
to be cool
for it.
as shit.
Yeah.
He's very excited.
That's going to be really cool.
I know. I'm mad that we're double booked because I'd love to go see Richie do it.
No,
but
That's going to be phenomenal.
yeah.
Really
yeah, I'm
cool.
excited. Yep.
Okay. Well, so that's what we have going on for the boys. And certainly as you guys listen live, we have Russ Salzberg coming up within the next few weeks. And we have the keyboardist from OAR. Yeah.
Michael Paris.
Michael Paris is coming on.
Mikel.
Uh-huh.
Mikel.
Oh, I did remember that, yes. Okay. So we have Michael Paris coming in from OAR. Because Mike knows how to get guests.
I think it's a great get, Mike.
Yeah.
I think so too. I'm going to post it in my OAR groups that these people are ravenous.
You know what?
Yep.
chances are we're gonna have a lot of fun with the guy. Well, I'll do a little research, and obviously you know about him. But I think we're gonna have a good time with that. That's gonna be good.
Yeah.
And also in upcoming weeks, I do want to have Pig Vomit on, whether he wants to come into studio.
Yeah.
He deserves that after the get of Frank the Tank.
Yeah, we'll get him on the Russ Salzberg interview.
Yeah, definitely. And another person that we're going to pop up, by the way, I don't know if I talked to you about this, but I want to pop up at some point, even for a 5 or 10 minute Zoom spot, Les Deegan.
Yeah.
Because he recently received an award for being the, what was it?
Funniest comedian on Long Island.
Did he win the funniest
seniors,
comedian?
for seniors.
Seniors,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, there isn't a better person. Forget about comic. Forget about anything. There isn't a kinder human being than Les
12
Deegan.
years, 13 years of doing this, I've never met a nicer person.
Yeah,
Everybody
he's as good as it comes.
Yeah.
He's
Everybody
phenomenal.
hates everybody in this business. I've never heard one person say something
Yeah,
bad
and
about
if they do, they're fucking insane.
raving pedophile, though.
Yeah, well, listen. So the kids, we don't talk to the kids about him though.
Well, that's how I met him.
Yeah, that's right. On a trade-off.
God.
Yeah. All right, folks. On that
Disgusting.
note,
Wow.
thank you very much for listening, for watching. We love being with you guys. Sorry we weren't here last week, but we'll be back with a vengeance next week. And I don't know if we're gonna have a guest next week. I don't think we are.
No,
Although you never know with Mikey doing what he's doing.
I
So
don't know.
stay tuned.
I might get the trumpet player from
That's right.
Beach
From-
Boys.
from his daughter's band. Maybe we're gonna have Juliana, trumpet player from 3rd grade. All right, folks. Have a good night. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
Ciao.